internet. So today I am going to be, at a basic level, I'm doing an unhaul. They're apparently going to help me. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using the KonMari method to kind of get rid of some books on my TBR. The KonMari method was created by Marie Kondo, who wrote The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, which is a book that I actually read earlier this year. By the way, if I sound weird, I am sick right now. And it basically involves you touching the objects that you're thinking about getting rid of, your things, and holding it in your hands and seeing if it creates a sense of like joy or happiness or what have you in you, and that's how you decide whether or not you're going to keep it. It's about decluttering. When I read it earlier this year, I actually was able to get rid of a lot of things, including books. I used it to get rid of like 20 books or so, which for me is a lot because I have a hard time getting rid of books. But my TBR has grown a lot, and it's very intimidating now. I have been in the biggest reading slump, and it's driving me crazy. I've been in a reading slump since August, since like right after BOOKTUBE-a-thon at the end of July. And as the months go on, I have a harder time getting myself to read, which makes me so angry because I want to read so bad, but I just don't have it in me, and it's hard to explain, but I just don't have it in me. And I think a lot of it is probably just because with the holiday season here, I'm a lot more exhausted than I was just because I do work in retail. But I think also a lot of it is just the slump, and I'm trying to get myself out of the slump because especially by the new year, I want to go in full-on reading mode. I want to start the year off strong, and so I'm thinking maybe if I can get my TBR down to where it's a little less intimidating, that will help inspire me to read. Sam from Thoughts on Tomes literally just posted a video like this, and that's kind of where I got the idea from, because I watched it this morning, or let's be real, this afternoon when I was drinking coffee, because it's my day off, so slept in. And it just really, really inspired me, and I thought it was a great idea to try and get rid of some things. So I totally got the idea from her. I'm gonna link her video in the description because it was just really, I enjoyed watching it. It was very calming for me, I don't know. And so that's what I'm gonna do today. I really liked the way that she did it. Before she took everything off her shelves, because for books you're supposed to take everything off the shelf and then hold each book in your hand to see if it creates that sense of joy in you. But before she took all her books off her shelf, she just had like a preliminary round where she went through looking at them to see if she could eliminate any before she took them all off. So I'm gonna try that and then take them all off, and I'm gonna see how many books I can get rid of, because this shelf, and these two shelves are all TBR books. And I'm hoping maybe if I can get that down to where it's less scary looking, maybe it will help get me out of my slump. I don't know if it'll work, but if nothing else, I will hopefully have less books than when I started. So let's get started. So I'm starting this off with 93 books on my TBR shelves. 93. I've taken all the items off my shelves, so now I can get to the books easier. So let's do the preliminary round. I have this sampler to start off with, Umberland by Wendy Spinelli, and it's a sequel to a book that I've never even read. So I think that book samplers are kind of pointless anyway, so I'm gonna get rid of that somehow. Literally just bought this, but it doesn't have a very good place on my shelves yet, so hopefully I can make a better spot for it when I get rid of something. Okay. This is just like a picture book. I bought it because I'm a Beatles person, or somebody may have given it to me. I don't really remember, but I'm never actually going to read this. And so I'm just going to get rid of it. I could just keep it and put it with my Beatles memorabilia, but it's just going to be another thing. I don't really need it. The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. I actually have this in a different edition. My dad gave me this because I don't think he realized that I already owned it, but I don't need two of these. So I'm going to get rid of this one because I don't like it as much as my other one. The other one is a bind-up of all the Sherlock Holmes books, so I don't need this. This is a book I got at a library sale for 50 cents, and it's the sequel to The Queen of the Tearling, which I also own, but I own in hardback. And this is a paperback large print edition, and at the time I was like, for 50 cents, I can get that, but to be honest, if I like the Queen of the Tierling, I'm gonna want my editions to match, and this is a really big book and it doesn't have to be. So I think that I'm just gonna get rid of this edition. Okay, I was thinking about getting rid of this, but I just read the back again and I didn't realize that it's like super diverse and like takes place in different cultures and stuff, so maybe I'll keep this. I don't know, we'll see what happens when I get to the other round. Okay, I bought this because I really liked Ready Player One, but I've heard that this one isn't near as good as Ready Player One, and I'm not the biggest sci-fi person anyway, so I think I'm gonna get rid of this. I almost got rid of this last time I did an unhaul. I got it at a Goodwill, and even though I'm kind of still interested in the story, this is a really beat up book. I like the movie. I don't actually know if I need to read the book, but I think I'm going to get rid of this edition. Okay, I've only eliminated 4 books in a sampler, but I think that I really need to go ahead and start taking the books off the shelves because I keep talking myself into keeping books. I think I just need to take them all off and then go through them, and then I'll put what I decide to keep back on here. I'll see how I feel about it. Okay, so you can kind of see the books around me a little better now. I've taken everything that's on my TBR shelves off, and now I'm going to sort them and try to get rid of more. So this is the small stack. Oh, 5 books. I was wrong. 5 books and a sampler that I got rid of in the preliminary rounds, which isn't great, but I'm gonna try and make the stack bigger. So, where should I start? I think I'll start on this side and move this way. So, first I have the like whole Heroes of Olympus series. I'm gonna keep those for sure because I liked the first book a lot. I love Rick Riordan, so I know I'm gonna keep those. I have the Shatter Me trilogy by Tahar Mafi. I think I still have interest in these because these were super hyped, so I think I'm still gonna keep these. Maybe I'll start a making pile. That's what I'll do. I'll start a making pile. I have the Daughter Smoke and Bone trilogy by Lady Taylor. I still have interest in these for sure because I want to read more fantasy. Fantasy's become like my favorite genre since joining BookTube, and I still feel really behind on a lot of the YA fantasy, so I know I definitely want to read these. And then I have Wizard of Oz books, which I still am interested in. I know it'll take me a long time to actually read this entire series because it's like 15 books, but they're classics, and Oz is like my favorite fictional world, so I know that I'll read these eventually. I'm gonna be totally honest, I have had The Help basically since the movie came out, and I've never read it. It's a big, tall hardback. Even though I still think I will read this one day, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this because I've had this for a long time. It's a tall hardback, which is my least favorite kind of book, and I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna read it anytime soon, so I should just get rid of it. I need to just get rid of it and keep this. This is the newest Throne of Glass book. I just haven't gotten to it yet, so I'm gonna keep that for sure. The Queen of the Tierling, like I was talking about earlier, I am really excited to read this. I hear it's really good, so I'm gonna keep this. Exit West, I recently hauled a couple months ago, and I still am excited to read this. I've heard it's really, really amazing, so I definitely have an interest in this. I have The Cuckoo's Calling and The Silkworm by Robert Galbraith. This first book, The Cuckoo's Calling, I have to read before the end of the year, so I'm gonna keep it. And I went ahead and bought the second book, but if I don't like the first book, then I can unhaul both of them. So I'm just gonna keep it for now. Truth Witch. I've heard really good things about this, and this is a series that I do want to try and get into. I think their 3rd book's coming out next year, so I need to get started on it. But I do want to read this again. Going on to the YA fantasy. This is a very, very old book that my mom gave me about the Beatles, so I'm gonna keep that because I do want to read that one of these days. Language of Thorns, super excited to read this. Wonder Woman, super excited to read this. Hunting Prince Dracula, I just bought Black Friday because it was signed, and I I want to read it because I liked Stalking Jack the Ripper, so I'm gonna keep that. Amy and Roger's Epic Detour. This is the only Morgan Matson book I haven't read yet, so gonna keep this because I love Morgan Matson. The One Memory of Flora Banks. A lot of people read this beginning. I think it was like a paid promotion thing when it first came out, and I got the Target paperback edition because it's cheap and most of the reviews were really good. I actually have that much of an interest in, so I'm putting the maybe pile for now. The Hamilton Affair I bought when I got super into Hamilton, and I think I still want to read this, so because I want to read more historical fiction, so I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep Every Last Word. It's supposed to have really good OCD rep, and so I'm gonna keep that. I don't know about this one. I've had this book for a couple of years. I got it before I started BOOKTUBE. Again, I'm just not a big sci-fi person. I haven't read it yet, and even though I really like A.B. Kaufman because I love the Illuminate books, I don't feel like I'm gonna get to this. I think I'm just gonna go with my gut. And I'm gonna get rid of it. A Dog's Purpose, even though I don't want to watch the movie because of all the controversy, I think I still want to read the book. So I'm gonna keep this. I think I would still really enjoy that. I'm gonna put This Is Where I Leave You in the maybe pile because I really liked the movie. And I still kind of have an interest in the book, but I don't know. We're gonna put it in the maybe pile. The Raven Boys, I definitely still have an interest in. I want to read that sooner than later, for sure. The Secret Diary of Lizzie Bennet, I really still do want to read. I really want to rewatch the Lizzie Bennet Diaries and then read this at some point. Nimrod in the Ashes, I still have an interest in, so I'm gonna keep that. I've heard that the Bone season is really, really good, but I think I'm gonna put it in the maybe pile. I don't really know if I want to read this right now or not. Son of a Witch is the sequel to Wicked. I'm reading that right now and it's not my favorite. It's kind of weird and a little problematic. I don't know how it's going to end though. So there's that. I'm really not super into Wicked though, so I think I'm going to go ahead and put this in the Unhaul pile because I'm probably not going to get rid of these books for a while. So if I end up wanting to keep it, I can, but with the way things are going with Wicked right now, I don't think I'm going to really care about continuing with the series. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in the Unhaul pile for now. But I may decide to keep it if Wicked gets better. I've had this bind-up of the Chronicles of Narnia for a long time, and I've read most of them. And I love Narnia, so I'm going to keep these for sure. I just need to go back and I need to read the ones I haven't read yet. This is a graphic novel that I really want to read, March. Definitely gonna keep this. I don't know a whole lot about this. I got it in an owl crate. But I think I'm gonna keep it for now because I remember when I read the description, even though I don't really remember what it is about offhand, it sounded intriguing. And usually I like the books that Owl Crate sends out, so I'm gonna keep it for now. I bought this because it was on sale. I think that Chelsea Handler can be funny, but I don't think I'm ever actually gonna read this. I'm gonna get rid of it. My Lady Jane, again, I want to read more historical fiction, and I've heard that this is really, really funny, so I'm gonna keep that. To All the Boys I've Loved Before, I like having just like fluffy contemporaries to pick up every now and then. My memory card got full, so I had to go and delete some things, but back to this. Another Day is the companion to Every Day, which I really liked, but I don't actually know if I'm interested in this one anymore because it's just like the same story but from a different character's point of view, and I just don't think that I am interested in this book anymore, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Saints and Misfits, I'm really looking forward to reading. Flame in the Mist, I've really been looking forward to reading. Alex and Eliza, again, Hamilton obsessed. I've heard some kind of mixed things about it, but I still want to read it. The Girls, again, more historical fiction. I'm still interested in reading this. I'm going to keep it. Wayfarer, I really did enjoy Passenger. I just need to pick this book up, so I'm going to keep that. So that way I will do that. Daughter of the Pirate King, I'm still interested in. Finding Audrey, I've heard has really good anxiety reps. So I'm going to keep that. Female of the Species, I've heard really good things about. So I'm going to keep that. Furthermore is middle grade, but I also want to read Witchwood, which is like a companion to this. So I'm going to keep that. Forgive Me, Leonard Peacock, I've been wanting to read for a while. And I want to read something by Matthew Quick because I've never read anything by him, so I'm going to keep that. Summer Days and Summer Nights. I really wanted to read this summer, and I just never got to it. But I'm still interested in it because I really liked My True Love Gave to Me, and I like a lot of the authors in this anthology, so I'm going to keep that for now. The Rest of Us Just Live Here, I've heard is amazing, so I'm going to keep that. This is a pretty good YA fantasy, so I'm gonna keep that. Also, it's pretty. The Witch Granter is the sequel to The Shadow Queen, which I really liked, so I'm gonna keep that. Noteworthy, I've heard, is just like super fun contemporary, which I need. Dear Martin, I just bought. I'm super excited to read that. Dress Codes for Small Towns. This was one of my most anticipated books of the year, and I haven't read it yet, so I'm gonna keep that. And then Down Among the Sticks and Bones I just bought. Super excited to read that. This is the book that I was thinking about getting rid of, but it actually sounds super diverse, so I think I'm gonna keep it because diverse books. Wuthering Heights, classic. Love this edition. Eventually I am gonna read it. Vicious, super excited to read this. All the Bright Places. Maybe put this in the baby pile. These books I just need to get to already, but I am gonna keep them. This is part of a collection I have. This is the last book in the Giver Quartet, and I am gonna finish this quartet, so I'm gonna keep that. Sense and Sensibility. This is like the one Jane Austen book that I definitely want to read. Hans Christian Andersen Tales. I want to read, and I love this edition, but I know it's going to be a while. But since I love this edition, I'm going to keep it because I collect those. I'm still super interested in reading I Am Malala. The Night Circus, I definitely want to read. Everybody on BookTube seems to just be in love with this book. I feel like I would like reading The Princess Bride. I love the movie. I just need to read it. So I'm going to keep this. Mary Poppins, I do really want to read eventually. Someone bought this for me, and it's a classic, I know that, but I really just am not interested in this one, so I'm gonna get rid of it. Attachments, I really want to try reading Rainbow Rose of old books, so I'm gonna keep that. Gone Girl, love the movie, still want to read the book at some point. Game of Thrones, love the TV show. This I have to read by the end of the year. Gonna keep that. Anne Frank, definitely gonna keep that. And all three of my Shakespeare plays I definitely want to read at some point because I love Shakespeare. We're almost done. Sherlock Holmes. All the Sherlock Holmes books, definitely want to read those at some point. That's going to take me a long time. And Lord of the Rings. I've had these for years, but I still really want to read them. I think I'm going to put The Hobbit on my list of books I have to read next year, because I really want to read those books. So, let's see where that leads me. I only got rid of 11 books, which isn't the greatest. Let's go back to the baby pile. I've heard this is good, but I have a lot of contemporaries. I don't know. I've also heard this is a little problematic, so I think I'm just going to get rid of it. The Bone Season is really big, and out of all the books that I have, this isn't really piquing my interest right now. It's Where I Leave You. I love the movie, but I don't really think I need to read the book. I'm not super interested in this, but I think I am going to keep Shadow Me Trilogy, because I still want to know, I want to understand the hype, and since she's going to release more books, I'm probably going to want to read those. I got rid of 15. But I do have to put them all back on my shelf, so I'm going to kind of go through them again one more time as I'm putting them up. See if I can get rid of any more. I have a lot of really good books. It's hard to, like, get rid of them, you know? Which I know I need to. But I'm also really excited about a lot of these. But still, 15 books is a lot for me. I wanted to get rid of more. But a lot of the time, whenever I go through my shelves, I can only get rid of maybe 5 at a time. Because I've definitely unhauled more books than I've filmed unhauls for. But unless I can get rid of a lot of books at once, I don't film an unhaul. So you don't always see all the books that I unhaul. I've gotten it down to 78 books. I think I'm okay keeping it where it's at because I'm really, just looking at them, I'm a lot more excited about what I have on here because I got rid of the ones that I just kind of felt about. I think I'm going to stop there. I think this was still a pretty successful endeavor. Now I have a whole stack of books that I can get rid of. so I'm pretty excited about that. And make sure you check out Sam's video. I'm going to link her video in the description like I said at the beginning, and I will see you guys next time with another video.